I get a call from Rick. He's my friend. I've been on his program. We've known each other for several years now. I'd say 5 years. I lose track of the time. I get a call from Rick. Hey, man, what's going on? I'm in New York. And he goes, hey, he goes, I know you love stories behind the guitars. I got a great story for you. So I did this reverb video about my crazy house in LA. And I was talking about this 52P bass that I bought from the House of Guitars. This was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, just after the pandemic. Bruce was nice enough to sell it to me. And that damn thing sat up in that glass case for 50 years. And that was always the unobtainable instruments. But they're letting stuff go, little drips and drabs. And I was doing this thing about like how Leo Fender got it right the first time, and I'm just doing and I mentioned I bought it at the House of Guitars. Well, Rick's friend, who's another YouTuber from Rochester, sees the video and heard the story about Rick's uncle's bass gone missing in the 70s. So Rick is telling me all this about it was my uncle's bass and went missing. It was at the House of Guitars, and I think you have it, and blah blah blah. So he sends me the picture of his uncle playing it, and you can identify the bass by the wear marks on the thumb rest. And I go, look, give me a second. I look at the thumb rest, and I have that bionic vision for this junk. Anyway, and I go, I got your uncle's bass, and I said, listen, man, I don't know how I feel about it because I'm like, do you want it back? And initially he said, no, I don't collect stuff like that, but I just wanted to tell you this story. And I was like, well, if you ever change your mind, you know where it is. It's not going anywhere. And, it should go home eventually. It's a family heirloom, I kept saying. Well, he texted me the next morning, and I think he talked to his family. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna take the bass. And I sold it to him for exactly what I paid for it, because that's the right thing to do. And it goes, it has to go home. All this stuff that I'm surrounded by every day will eventually find a new owner. And when I hear stuff like that, where a family heirloom is reunited with the family, regardless of its world famous Rick Beato or not, that's the collector in me going, no, this has to go back here. And it's the right, it belongs, when things find the right home, they let you know. And I'm just really thrilled for Rick that and his family that they got this family heirloom back. And Rick records at his house. It's a good bass, and I didn't know if it worked or not when I sent it to him because I hadn't plugged it in. But when he plugged it in the video, like, whew, thank God, man, I should have plugged that thing in. I didn't know if it worked, but thank God.
Good
So
thing it
sometimes
did.
they sit a long time. When they sit a long time, they don't work. I'm like, I don't know. I just bought it and put it on the stand, but don't tell him that.